What's up, YouTubers? So before we get started with this video, on Get Up, they're going to be talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback, Ben Roethlisberger, and is he the fourth best quarterback in the AFC North? So let's see what they have to say about that.
At least one teammate is expecting huge things from Ben, and that is tight end Vance McDonald, who sees a hunger in his quarterback. He said this recently. He said, quote, "Golly, he is really back. This is crazy and awesome to see. The way he attacks the day is just different than I've seen him since I got here in 2017. I'm loving the leadership from him. I'm loving just that hunger and that fire. I think you will notice that trickle down to the entire offense as you see us getting rocking and rolling here. Guys are just flocking to him. The hunger is real from Ben." So I need to...
So that's good to hear about Ben Roethlisberger, that he's in camp. He's really taking care of business, and he feels good out there. He's had pretty much a whole year to take care of any injuries and let everything heal up. So I bet he is running around there feeling pretty good about himself.
Set up why we're having this conversation. So I'm sitting there yesterday afternoon. I'm trying to watch Luka Doncic set the world on fire. And we have a staff email chain that goes around all day long getting ready for the show. And Orlovsky and Tannenbaum just get into a fight. The two of them get into a fight that will not stop on this email about Roethlisberger. So we figured we got to bring this to the air. So go ahead, Orlovsky. What do you expect from Ben this season?
Yeah, so first of all, I think that the Ravens moving on from Earl Thomas now closes the gap between the Ravens and Pittsburgh. And I've said this, the Ravens are losing arguably their second best player in Marshall Yanda, could be their best player, and now the Steelers are getting Big Ben back. And everyone, for some reason, especially Mike T, has decided that Big Ben got soft and that he stinks now. Like the last time we saw...
Yeah, and there's no reason to think that.
Big Ben play healthy football, he led the NFL in passing. This is still a top 5 offensive line in Pittsburgh. They have now one of the best slot receivers is in Deontay Johnson. Eric Ebron is a good addition. Chase Claypool, their young receiver out of Notre Dame, is going to be a nice addition. Juju's got to step forward. So I expect Big Ben to play big-time football. And here's another thing, Greeny. This is a top 5 defense in Pittsburgh. Big Ben, every single time he has had a top 5 defense, he's had it 6 times. He's gone to the playoffs all 6 times. So everyone telling me that the Baltimore Ravens are the runaway favorites in that division, I say pause. The Pittsburgh Steelers are going to be right there in the mix, and I expect them to win the division. They were 8-5 last year. 8-5 with you playing quarterback, Greeny, and they lost their last 3. They now have a Hall of Famer and a healthy Ben Roethlisberger back. This team can win this division.
Tannenbaum?
So I think the Pittsburgh Steelers definitely have a chance to win the division. I'm kind of up in the air who I'm going to side at this point in time. So let's take a quick look at Ben Roethlisberger's numbers the last time he played, which was in 2018. So Ben Roethlisberger threw the rock 675 times. He completed 452 of those passes. He threw for 5,129 yards. That's a career best. His completion percentage was 67%. That's second to his career best. His career best was 67.1. He threw 34 touchdowns, which was a career high, and he threw 16 interceptions. So needless to say, the last time Ben Roethlisberger played a full season, he was balling out of control, and he was having a career high type season. So I don't know where all this stuff comes from that, Ben Roethlisberger's falling off and this and that. So I don't know. Let's continue.
Well, in all due respect, and I appreciate you coming on here, Dan, let's just start with Ben Roethlisberger. It's human nature. He's 38 years old. He's played 2 meaningful games in 2 years. That
it saved the whole ordeal with the age thing, because we already know what Tom Brady's in uncharted waters when we talk about how old a quarterback can be. Tom Brady's 43 years old. How old is Ben Roethlisberger? Was he 38 years old? Look at Drew Brees. Drew Brees is like 41. So according to Drew Brees and Tom Brady's timeline, Ben Roethlisberger has a good 5 years left to do what he needs to do. So I don't hear anything about the age thing. That's blown out of the water.
is a lifetime in pro football. Let's go back to the 2004 draft. Eli Manning's retired. Phillip Rivers is hanging on by a thread. And I think at some point during the season, there will be a consequential play that Ben Roethlisberger is going to need to make. And because of all the money he's made and all the championships he's won, I'd rather see the ball in the hands of Lamar Jackson, Baker Mayfield, or even Joe Burrow. Because those...
Hold on, I know this guy's tripping. You'd rather see the ball in Baker Mayfield's hand than Ben Roethlisberger, let's take a quick look at Baker Mayfield's numbers for last year. So he threw for 3,827 yards last year. That's 14th overall. He threw 22 touchdowns. That's 16th overall for quarterbacks. He threw 21 interceptions. That's 31st overall for quarterbacks. And his QBR was 52.4. That's 19th overall for quarterbacks. So I'm probably looking at those numbers. I'd probably take Ben Roethlisberger over Baker Mayfield. I know Ben Roethlisberger didn't play last year, but the last time he did, he gave us great numbers. And that was with him being beat up. He's had a whole year to recuperate, so I can only expect the same type of numbers this year. And as far as Joe Burrow, I mean, the guy's a rookie. He hadn't even touched the field yet, so I don't know why you would think he'd be able to play better than Ben Roethlisberger, a proven Super Bowl winning Hall of Fame quarterback. It just didn't make sense.
3 quarterbacks in the AFC North, it's all in front of them. And I've been around quarterbacks.
Wait.
It's close to the end. Wait.
Mike,
let me. Vinny
Mike
Testaverde.
I love you. I love you.
Go ahead, Dan.
You mean to tell me? You mean to tell me that you would rather see the ball in those 3 guys' hands who have never done it at the most critical moments in this league yet? They have not done it yet. Over the guy who is almost notorious for doing it in his career? You mean to tell me that Big Ben Roethlisberger, who has played a reckless style or a recess style, an aggressive style of football since he was born, since he fell out of the womb, you mean to tell me that all of a sudden, just because he's 38 and he made some money, he's going to get soft? Like he's going to turn down stuff? No, that guy's wired that way. Give me Big Ben, the guy. Listen, he's proven it time and time again, and he's not just coming back just because. I totally disagree that he's going to get soft just because.
30 seconds.
Yeah, that really doesn't make any sense because he made a lot of money and that he's successful, that he's not going to be going all out. He's not going to be going full speed. That just doesn't make any sense. When have you ever seen Ben Roethlisberger not go full speed, not go out? There's a reason why he's been in 3 Super Bowls and won 2 out of those Super Bowls. I mean, his reasoning of why Ben Roethlisberger would fall off is dumb. You'd have to run with something else other than, well, he's made a lot of money and he's pretty successful, so he's just going to go out there and go through the motions. That doesn't make any sense at all.
Go.
I've seen it. Okay, I've seen it at the end. Testaverde, Favre, Cutler. At some point, it's over. Those are 3 young, competitive guys. I think Pittsburgh has a championship defense. Don't get me wrong, but I think Baltimore is clearly ahead. And I'm just saying, if I had to take the Ben Roethlisberger at 38, who's played 2 games in 2 years, I'll take my chances with Burrow and Mayfield. And Pittsburgh may have the 4th best quarterback this year.
There's no way. There's no way at all. Like I said, Burrow hadn't even played. He hadn't even stepped on the field yet. Bakerfield was playing like trash last year. He couldn't take care of business. And like I said, Ben Roethlisberger had a year off to recuperate and to be recharged. That guy is going to be on fire. Now, am I saying they're going to win the division? I reserve judgment until the season starts and I see how teams play. But it's definitely going to be Pittsburgh and the Baltimore Ravens up there as a top. That's going to be a shootout. I'll put it to you like that. That's definitely going to be a shootout.
Year in the AFC.